Hey everybody, welcome to the Outdoor Collective. That's right, we decided season 2, episode 1, we would go straight to video. Maybe not straight to video, but we would do as video.
Just change it up.
Just to change it up a little bit. So we are here at Base Camp, Kyle's house, here in Franklin, Indiana. The address is, in case you'd like to... I'm not coming.
123 Easy Street.
Easy. Too easy. Oh no. Sorry. That came out. Anyway,
okay.
But we are so glad that you have come back for season 2. We're excited we get a chance to come and hang out with you and be back. I tell you what, Kyle, it's been over a month, it's been right at a month since our last episode of season 1.
Yep.
What's a couple crazy things that are happening, or things that are going on in this last 4 weeks?
No, just looking at, when you do a podcast, you get all sorts of stats that are available. We're coming up on 1,000 listens total.
That's awesome.
I think I remember when we were like at 50 and we were like super pumped up about whatever it was. So we're coming up on 1,000 listens, which is great. We totally love it. Appreciate it all. 9 countries now. Rick, if you can practice your Finnish now, as we have people, is that even the language?
I'm not sure. Don't ask me if it's a language. Yeah,
we have people that speak that are listening in Finland.
So we're sorry
really cool.
if he just offended you, but yeah.
Yeah. So El Sario. That's Lo Siento. But anyway, so we've had that go on. So that's been really cool. And I think what was neat is we really wanted to do this, to spend more time together.
For sure.
Like you and I just hang out and have fun and talk about things that we really like to. We also wanted to spread our love of the outdoors to other people that are out there. And when we take a 4-week break and get almost 200 listens while we're on break and not recording new material, I think that really speaks to us encouraging us to do even more of this, because people are listening to it organically. And, I love that part of it. It's like people are just clicking on it without us having to talk about it too much. But
And what also makes that awesome is because you guys are going out and you're liking, you're clicking like on the different platforms, you're rating. I'll tell you what, the biggest thing you can do for us is to go to iTunes or to Google or to Spotify and rate this podcast. Give it 5 stars. Hey, if you don't like Kyle's hair today, give it 4.5. I don't care, but give it a good rating.
-2.
and doing those kind of things, and then even adding it to your script, adding it to your favorites. All those things help push it to everybody else. Mm-hmm. And so we know that there's no way that we get, like I said, 1,000 listens if it's not for you guys. There's no way that we get 200 listens over the last 4 weeks without putting out a podcast if you guys aren't liking it, if you're not reading. So we just ask you to keep going, keep doing that, and thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, totally. Much appreciation for all the people out there listening to it and giving us feedback on things. I'd love to get more interactive in this season with people on Facebook and through different social media out there for ideas. Got a lot of stuff last season. I'd love to, season 2, episode 1, to follow up with more of that listener feedback.
Yeah, for sure. Also, another cool thing is we finally got the apparel orders shipped out. Folks, here's the thing. COVID is real, and it's wreaking havoc on all kinds of industries. The T-shirt industry is one of those. First, it was ink. There was ink shortages, which meant there were cutbacks on how much ink our printer could get. And then as far as even apparel itself, T-shirts, and hats, getting them in and getting them in a timely time is just being hard. In fact, our t-shirt guy told me this week that apparel companies are reaching out to him saying, "Hey, if you have customers that want hoodies, get your order in, because we're going to run out of hoodies. There's just no way to do it." So luckily we got all those orders in. They've all been shipped out. Hopefully you guys have gotten those. I have seen some pictures. I've heard from people that they like them. I've seen a few of the new the hats that you or I haven't sported. The black, the charcoal hats with the black. And those look sharp. So Thank you guys for grabbing those. Thank you in advance for taking them with you on your adventures and sending pictures out and spreading the word as you do that as well.
Yeah, appreciate the gear sales. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's not a lot of shirts came in for folks that were out in August. So we apologize for that. But, COVID's been in every aspect of your life, as I'm sure you know. And we certainly felt the messages coming in saying, "Hey guys, we understand some things are different, but man, it's been 5 weeks since our shirts. Totally get it, but we own that because we're the one out there talking about our gear and our apparel. But on the other side of that, we just never thought printer ink would be something that would be up for grabs. I mean, there were almost football teams that didn't get jerseys because of shortages for things that were out there. So thanks for hanging in there, and I hope you enjoy your gear.
Yeah, thanks for being patient on that. Hey, Kyle, you got something coming up here in 2 weeks. I want to make sure we hit before we go any farther. That I'm kind of excited about. Tell everybody.
Yeah, I've got a first ever through the Outdoor Collective podcast. We're going to do a hammock 101. I can't tell you how many times I'm out there in a hammock and people come up and want to see, hey, how do you set it up, or which one do you like best? Just a ton of advice out there for that. And there's probably 15 different ways or more to do your hammock setup. And I've just got some that work for me. And I didn't invent the thing, but I do know it works for me and willing to share and help out and get people out there in hammocks. I don't ever want to sleep on a tent pad again, and I'm not picking on them. Mm-hmm. Unless it plugs in and blows up a foot deep, I'm better off sleeping in a hammock for sure. And I think the more people I share that with, the more people want to learn to do that. Mm-hmm. So I've got the event out there listed on the Tri-State Facebook page for Tri-State Hiking. The event will be in Charles Dean Wilderness in southern Indiana, kind of south central Indiana. There with that, we'll hit it on a Friday night, move camp one time on Saturday, and then pack out again Sunday. It won't be a lot of hiking involved in it, but it'll definitely be opportunities to have some fun in the outdoors, practice your setup, some fire starting, any other skills you want to do. If you have a new water filter and you've never used that before, bring that out. We'll use that as well. So it's just a nice place that got some picturesque sunsets out there, and it's really lowly traffic too. Not a lot of people out there. It's a great place to hang out. We've done some backpacking 101s there. So that'll be the first weekend in October. So sign up for that. Message me.
Yeah, and if that's exactly what I was going to say. If you're not part of the Tri-State hiking event group, first of all, go check it out. It's awesome there on Facebook. But you can always catch Kyle on Facebook, message him, and he'll get you hooked up and signed up for that. Yeah. Again, it's October. I think is it 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? Does that sound right? Or
it's correct.
So we'd love to have you be part of that as far as that goes. Hey guys, we a lot of you know we took an amazing trip at the beginning of this month, and we just wanted to kind of spend today checking it out or telling you about it, giving you guys a chance to hear some of our adventures and give us a chance to kind of reminisce about a great time. One, so that it stays on our mind longer. Two, because people are saying, hey, I want to know stories behind those pictures. So a lot of you guys have said that. So we want to give you a chance to do that. But here's what we're going to do real quick. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take our commercial break. And when we get back, you will get a chance to hear about the Alaskan adventure of 2021 of Kyle and Rick and whatever cool thing we could call it later.
Friendiversary. Friendiversary. Faggiversary.
You want to start us off?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Wait.
Hey.
Okay, yeah.
Hey. What?
I just wanted to. You were like talking. Hey, like like pause and then start.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for listening to that short commercial. Hope you heard some good things on there to follow if you're interested. So yeah, we're just going to get into talking about our Alaska trip. I've been up there 53 days now, according to I journal about it. Yeah, journal, that sounds super. I write about it, so that way I can remember it. Also take a ton of pictures when I'm up there, like 1,000 photos up there is like a pretty good time. So yeah, Rick's wanting to go up there for 2 or 3 years. So
yeah, for sure.
We had booked plane tickets and we flew out of Cincinnati and, Rick, before we even got on the plane and you had to have some expectations. It's kind of like, I relate it to if you talk to somebody on the phone and you've never met them yet, like somebody that works remote or whatever. And then once you meet them, you already have this expectation drawn out in your mind of what this person may look like or how tall they are or whatever, and you're not doing it to be anything other than that's the way the mind works, right?
Right.
So tell me about this person Alaska that you had in your mind before we went up there. Like, use your senses to describe what you thought we were going to find up there.
Oh yeah, when I thought of Alaska, I thought of a big and just vast, for sure. I thought I wasn't too sure, and honestly, I didn't know what to think when it came to like what living in the city would be like, or driving around would be like. I did feel like, hey, I've been in the Smoky Mountains, or I've been in the Rockies, and so I got an idea as far as like what mountains look like and what you can see and how far away you can see in that thing. And I'll tell you the truth, it was bigger, it was wider, it was more impressive than anything that I could have ever imagined. Even on days where even on cloudy days when you couldn't see the tops of mountains, but you knew that they were there. Yeah. It just felt just huge. Yeah, just huge. Mm-hmm.
It's a vast area, yeah, for sure. I mean, the size of what you had in your mind compared to with what we saw when you got there. We'll get into that in a little bit, but
and Anchorage was a completely different beast than I even imagined.
Yeah,
like driving around Anchorage was, my mind was blown.
Yeah, and we had the sweetest friend say, "Hey, I'll watch Jake while you're gone." I got the coolest dog. She said, "I'll watch Jake while you're gone, and even drop you guys off the airport since you're flying out of Cincinnati." So that was really cool. So Brooke, thanks for that and putting up with my dog Brooke. For the week. Yeah, you really helped us out there. Super favor, solid favor. So if you ever want me to watch your dog, put him in the kennel. But Kodak joke. Yeah. But anyway, so it was nice to have that. We went to the airport. We were running a little bit late, but not bad. And it's like, it's Cincinnati, right?
Time out. That was Kyle's fault we were late. Everybody would have thought it was my fault, but at this time it was your fault.
Okay. This time.
Because when you say we're late, people automatically that know me think it was probably my fault.
I just say we're because we were in the same car together.
We were, but there was a reason we were late was because you took a little bit. You had to work a little longer than we thought.
Yeah, I had to make sure my job was taken care
of.
Right.
I'm not saying it was you were just sitting around twiddling your
You
thumbs.
made it sound negative.
This is why video is so good.
Anyway, so I was late getting out of work by about an hour, but was able to from Indianapolis to Cincinnati and jet on down. I didn't speed at all, and was able to make it there. We got shuttled to the airport really good and jumped out. And right away we get to our gate. We busted the butt getting through security and got to our gate. And right away kind of went over there. There's some flight attendants and there's some people working the gate. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Hey, is it possible, ladies, that my friend and I could sit together here?" And she got on her little tablet and looked up her seats, and she's like, "Oh yeah, there's a seat open right by you in the middle." And on the way to Seattle, and I thought, "Hey Rick, come sit so we can talk about our trip and all this stuff going on." And immediately he says,
I said, "That's okay. I'll stay on the seat that I was given."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not sitting by you." So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, time out. I had my own seat with nobody beside me. I was on the aisle seat with nobody beside me.
I mean, so did I.
No, you were against the window.
Yeah.
And my empty seat for me to sit next to you would have been in the middle with a guy that was your size in the aisle. So I'd have been scrunched between you and another guy your size.
But I would have given up my empty seat to have that time to spend with you on the flight over there.
For me to sit
and
like
you wanted nothing to do with
for me to sit like this.
I don't know. I was hurt all the way through I sat down and realized that Rick was already asleep and snoring. So I got over it pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So we take off, nice smooth flight, got to Seattle. I like that times 1,000. I'll pay more money to go to Seattle to Alaska than I will O'Hare. Mm-hmm. I don't care about that airport at all. I hate to go through there. Not to be negative, whatever. And I've had nothing but issues in O'Hare all the time. Mm-hmm. Bad engine, plane engines, all sorts of crap. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. So we go to Seattle. Everything was great. Had about 45 minutes between our flight. Mm-hmm. Same terminal, same connector. Fly right on up. Land in Anchorage about 1:30. Was it 1:30 in the morning? 12:30.
It was between 12 and 12:30.
Yeah, between 12 and 12:30. My friend Tyson, who I've known since college, 1993, the same year I met Rick. Actually met him before Rick. So he's a longer friend than you. So take that.
Okay, I'll leave.
So they actually know each other from we were in weddings together. So they knew each other previously, just hadn't seen each other for a long time. So Tyson picks us up, and he says, "You guys want to go straight home and go to bed, or do you know we're all pumped up, right? So it's dark. It's it's really dark. It's 1
see
o'clock in the
nothing.
morning. Can't see anything." And he said, "You guys want to go get some wings and some beer, or you want to go home?"
Actually, I think he said, "You want to get some beer?" And we're like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Yeah.
He said, "I think we want to get the beer." So we sit down to get a beer. We all order beer, and it gets to him, and he goes, "Yeah, can I get 24 wings too?"
Yeah.
And I remember looking at Kyle going,
Yeah. And he ordered like a veggie plate or something.
Yeah. And
I just
remember,
loved it.
at 12 o'clock Alaska time, it means it's, or 12:30 Alaska time, it means it's 4:30 a.m.
Yes.
our time, which means you got up at 6 o'clock the morning before.
Yeah.
I got up after that
Yeah.
the morning before. So we were running on that, but hey, free wings and beer, we were in for it.
We were in for that. Do you know, fun fact, do you know what we brought to Alaska on that Saturday morning?
What did we bring to Alaska?
We're the only 2 people in Alaska without tattoos. I'm pretty sure. I noticed that right off the bat. Tons of ink up there. It's an inky state.
Okay.
But anyway.
How do you know I don't have tattoos?
Huh?
I'm just joking. Okay.
I don't know. Do you?
No,
I wouldn't know.
Mom, I don't have a tattoo. I
Would
promise.
you like one? We can do it tonight with a pen.
No, it's okay.
I got like B's and something in art.
No, it's okay.
All right. Anyway, so we ate at this place called the Peanut Farm, and we tucked in, drove to Tyson's mom's house, and stayed
We should
there.
say chalet. It was a beautiful house.
Yeah, house doesn't even describe the place. Like basically total guest quarters downstairs, living room, bathroom, couple bedrooms. Really nice place to stay. So then what did we do Saturday when we got up? You slept till noon. I got up at 9.
Let's flip that.
Wait, what?
I got up before you did.
Did you?
We both got up at the same time.
I don't know. I was glad you were like a room away, so I couldn't hear
me
you
snoring.
get up.
Are you gonna complain about my snoring every night? Every night you get to the nighttime, you're gonna complain about my snoring.
Yeah.
So we wake up that first day. Tyson's mom is just the best host known to man.
Yeah.
We walk upstairs to the living room up there, and it's just this beautiful, wide open floor plan that is open to these huge windows all the way around the house. You can see Cook Inlet. You can see the whole city of Anchorage. You can see all the islands in Cook Inlet.
Sleeping Lady, Mount McKinley.
And then you look
Flat top.
and then you look out her kitchen window, like right where she does the dishes. And what are you looking at? Flat top.
Flat top mountain.
I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just awesome.
I mean, you got birch trees against the house, aspen. I mean, all that stuff's just right in there.
She shows us. She shows us the video she's taken off of her Ring doorbell of black bear on her porch.
Yeah.
Moose walking by. Walking it through her driveway.
We were like fingers crossed.
Please.
Can that be tonight?
Yeah, exactly. So it was just an awesome time. But the stinky part about that was that it was rainy.
Yeah. Off and on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just like socked in, cloudy type stuff. You couldn't see some of those mountains we talked about. You couldn't see them. They're so far off, and it was so cloudy you couldn't see them. But we had planned to go on Sunday, start out at Resurrection Pass and do that through hike there. And the amount of rain that they had on Sunday was just going to be, monsoon basically. And we decided, because we were going to borrow a tent, but we had most of our other gear, we decided not to do that because Sunday wouldn't be much a visual at all for anything. And it's a really pretty hike. So anyway, we went off gear shopping. We went to Barney's.
Oh, we did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Barney's Sports Chalet, which is an awesome store to get there. If you want anything high quality in Alaska, it's in that store. Rick, I don't know. I got 2 hats there. What else did you get? You got that?
I got a T-shirt.
An Alaska, your Alaska front.
And I got an Alaska Frontier pullover. That's just fantastic.
Yeah. That's the best shirt in the world.
And I'll probably have that till I might get buried in that.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah, we can do that.
Kids, can I make sure? No. Anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome as far as that.
Went there, Sportsman's Warehouse, and then Cabela's, and then dinner that night. Would you?
Well, before we went dinner, we even got to check out a cool thing. We went to the Anchorage Zoo.
Oh yeah.
And the zoo was a really cool zoo. I mean, I like zoos. It was our chance to see moose and bear, which ended up being the only time other than a black bear that ran across the car.
That brown bear, man. What do you think about that?
He was
thing
huge.
Right up close.
Yeah, it was right up close.
Good Lord.
He was huge. And luckily we did that because that was the only time we saw moose or bear, which is actually the only reason I went to Alaska. But
I mean, check it off at a zoo if you have to. Right?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
What did we see else there? What did you notice about the people you're commenting on?
Yeah, we were talking about just how tough and how just rugged, and not like in a bad way, but just how different the residents were there. Like we were there. You had your Whoopee hoodie on, and we're walking around, and it starts raining, and it's first of all drizzling, but then it gets to a point where if it's raining this hard in Ohio, we're heading for the cars, we're running for, and people are just walking around. What did it get down to? 53.
Yeah, right.
53, and it's 53 and raining, and there's little kids running around in their flip flops and shorts. Moms walking around in their flip flops right through the puddles. No big deal. Don't worry about covering up their hair. Hey, it's just part of life. And I'll tell you what, they're having a great time. If it happened here, the park would empty.
The zoo would close.
It would close.
Or the polar bear exhibit would be like 300 people in there.
Yeah, underneath,
which you
hiding
couldn't
under,
do because
right, but hiding underneath. It was interesting to see just how. I guess the word is rugged. Am I right? A better word for that than that?
No, I don't think so. I think that's really, really good. My favorite part of it, I love that brown bear. That was really cool seeing it. And that dude was gigantic.
He was huge.
I really like seeing those wolverines tear around.
Oh, that was fun, yeah.
Wasn't that neat?
Yeah.
They had a cage. Of course it's caged in. I get it. It's the best we had at the time. But they were wolverines that had this big play area. That's what I call it because there was one sleeping in the rain like nothing bothered him. Mm-hmm. The rest of them were just tearing around. They had some bone or something. They were like, they would steal it and then go try to hide it from all the other ones. And one just ran we were there for like an hour, and the one never quit running the fence. He's probably the smallest one of the group. I don't know what his thing was. Maybe he was grounded. I don't know. But anyway, seeing wolverines like that just tear around that I had never seen before was really, really cool. I thought that was one of the neatest things to see there.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like you started to say, the night was highlighted by supper, and I'll let you tell about supper because it was that good.
Oh, I don't deserve the honor of it. I know when we were there, we're getting ready to go to the zoo. My buddy gets in the freezer at his mom's house, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna get out some moose for tacos tonight." And I've had moose twice before, and definitely my favorite wild game that is out there. Better than caribou. I like it a lot. Wild caught halibut and rockfish. It's kind of in the same area. Mm-hmm. But by far the moose tacos, man. I tell you what.
And she said they said moose tacos, and I was like, oh, okay. I've had buffalo and bison. I've had chicken tacos and fish tacos I like, but never moose. And I'll tell you what, the best taco I've ever had, bar none, was that night at home.
All the fixings. I mean, there was like fried shells, soft shells. She went all out. Really spoiled us. When sharing their moose with us, that's like, I just felt really accepted and really part of the group up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Part of the family. It was awesome, man. It was really good.
Sure. So with stomachs full of moose. Moose tacos? Moose tacos.
Yeah.
Moose tacos. Yeah. With stomachs full of that, we hit the sack. I probably snored. Kyle's going to say I did. So the next day, like I said, the plan was, the whole time we went up there, the plan was Sunday to head up to the south side of Resurrection Pass and start a 37-mile hike into the woods along Resurrection River. There's a creek.
That's the creek.
That's the creek, yeah. And from what I understood, I was excited about it. It was about 1,300 feet elevation for about 7 miles, and then it was like a rolling, just nice down into the little city of Hope.
Nice entry hike. Up there.
Yeah, and it was along, like I said, it was along the water the whole time. There's blueberry patches. It just was going to be an awesome thing. But as we got up on Sunday, the rain that was there on Saturday was just as bad, if not worse. And we decided, you know what, let's go ahead and just pull the cord on that hiking trip, and let's figure out how many other things we could do. So we ended up on Sunday. I mean, Sunday ended up being a cool day. It was a travel day, which when we on our way to Seward, and we got a chance to check out. Is it Turnagain?
Turnagain Arm Sound.
Turnagain Arm Sound. And
that's the road. That's the highway that goes.
Yeah.
It's Seward Highway.
The Turnagain,
goes all the way from Anchorage.
The Turnagain Arm there, where the tide goes in and out, and it what is it, 12, 15 feet?
I think it's more than that. It's the second fastest tide in the world, and if you see it for the first time, you're like, "What river is this?" And it's a tide going out.
Yeah, or coming. And you were saying there are people that, or maybe Tyson said it. There are people that surf it in.
Yeah.
They surf it as far as they can go. It was low tide, so we were able to actually get out onto the sandbars, and that was kind of a cool thing to be able to do on the way up there. But just kind of had a chance to take our time and get down to Seward, and then we went to was it
Lowell Point?
Lowell Point.
Yeah, Tyson checked in, likes to do some radio stuff on radio, and we kind of hiked around the area there and went out on the beach and took some pictures out there of what we saw. And there's a nice, really rock formation out there and some other things like that. It's a pretty busy area actually out there. And we saw it was right next to Tonsina Point, which we decided we wanted to come back and hike after we did Harding Glacier, Exit Glacier, and Harding Icefield for Monday. So we left Sunday pretty stoked about our adventure for the next morning.
Yeah, and then we got
Memorial Day.
And then we stopped. If you're ever in Seward, you got to go to Seward Brewing Company. That restaurant was amazing. It was their last night open for the season. Just great food. Everything we had was great.
What was the name of that?
Was it Wildcat?
Yes, it's the Foking Good burger. Wasn't that what it was?
Yes.
So Foking Good.
PHO.
But it was so Foking Good.
It was. Make sure you say it the right way. My mom listens to this.
Hey, sorry, Mary Lou. That was his idea. He wrote it down. Show notes.
But that was, and even able to get my buddy a pint glass, my buddy Tim a pint glass because he's a big brewery kind of guy.
How much was that? Those pint glasses?
I think it was like 5 fingers.
I think it was like $12.50. Anyways, got some shirts there, some stickers, some other stuff like that. Yep. But I like their logo and the kind of feel they had going on. And I think all the employees there were glad for this crazy season to be over with so they could go back to what they did. So,
but if you're checking out Seward, definitely check out the Seward Brewing Company. But then Monday hits.
Yeah, we wake up. I was awake most of the night because the snoring. No, I slept good. And we got up Monday night. We were pretty jonesing to get out and hit Exit Glacier there, and that's the Resurrection River there. I think is the way it goes. That is off the ice melt and some other tributaries that come into that. But we were anxious to get up to that because we could see it from where we were staying the night, and thought it was really cool there in Seward. And just got up and I don't know. We hit it. I think by the time we got rolling and got out there and gear gathered, it was 11:30.
Yeah.
And so we get there. Parking lot super full. Parking lot was super full. So we had to park. We did a couple donuts and finally found a spot and thought, well, there's other people parking here. It's not quite in the lines, but you can tell there needs to be some type of overflow. So we parked and made our way to the visitor center and kind of looked at things and whatever and started up. And we knew it was. I mean, it gains that first. No, it's not the first. It's outside of Marmot Meadows, but there's a section in there of the 4 miles out to where it gains 1,000 feet in 3/4 mile. So I mean,
that's from at the halfway point. It does that 1,000 feet in 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, right out the gate.
After you've done 2 miles, it feels like going straight up. Then you actually do go straight up.
And the only way they get that is switchbacks with stairs.
Yes,
that's not just plain switchbacks.
And by stairs, we're talking about rocks that are laid in place.
Rocks. I mean, the trail team there, man, do they do a good job?
They do an amazing job of it. At the same time, it's not like your stairs in your house, or it's not like stairs even outside of your patio.
I think in the first mile of that trail, there's probably more maintenance in that trail than any park I know of in Indiana.
Oh yeah,
like just in the first mile of that 4 mile.
For sure.
You know, and it's like that the whole way. I mean, I don't like stairs. I have some left knee issues that actually didn't crop up at all, but I have some left knee issues where I just see stairs and I just kind of like, no, I got to gut through it. And man, it is nothing but stairs. I even tried to look up how many steps you would take up to get to the top, and I didn't see any info on it. But man, it was a definite up.
It was a definite up. And the thing that wowed me the most was literally every switchback you could stop and see something. It felt like new or just as beautiful as the last switchback.
Yeah.
Everywhere you turn, and there was, I think even twice I had to say, Kyle, stop, because you were just heading out, and I'm like, dude, you're missing. We were missing it.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have two different hiking. Yeah. We had, Brent Turry always says, hike your hike, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I tend to kind of like get where, if we set a goal to get 10 miles in a day, I kind of want to get that 10 miles as fast as I can. And it might be at the sacrifice of seeing things beautiful,
right?
And you joke and call yourself Team Low and Slow, but you see everything.
Well, I try, but yeah, it helps to stop a lot because you're out of breath.
Yeah, you made me come back and re-hike a part just so I could see
It's like,
it.
dude, come back.
You come back here and redo this part. But, I get out of my head and I just get into where, hey man, my legs are burning or whatever else. But okay, here I am. They're going to get numb in a little bit, and then I can go for the day.
And you think that you've seen things when you've been hiking around. You think you've seen things when you've been to the Northeast in the Maine area and been on trails out there. You think you've seen stuff in the Appalachians or in the Smokies or in the Rockies. But I'm telling you what, it was a sight to behold everywhere you looked.
Yeah.
Even if there was trees in the way. I mean, it was just one of those things. The trails, the picture, I came home and just looked at the pictures of the trails going, they're beautiful in themselves. They look, they're hard, they kick your butt, but they're beautiful themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your whole day's spent in a screensaver.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that the way it goes? Like,
yeah, for sure.
And I could tell already, from this adventure of ours is going to get 2 episodes. Right. Just because it's epic to talk about, that state. So we're just going to keep rolling along as we go. But it's like living in a screensaver.
Oh, for sure.
Like I love Indiana. Don't get me wrong. But once I've been up there, this Midwest really, except for Red River Gorge and a couple little other spots, it really doesn't have a lot to offer me anymore because
of what you've seen.
Because of what I've seen, I just like it's always like it's like progressive. What else is there out there?
Right. And so the cool thing about Exit Glacier is there are several places where you could stop and see beautiful things. You get to halfway and there's a place that you can go out and you can see up under the glacier. And there were people that stopped there at 2 miles.
And turned around.
At 2 miles. And honestly, there's part of me going, okay. You
would look, if you've ever been mountaineer, on mountains or whatever, you can look up and see people on the trail ahead of you, like up there. And you're like, oh, we're going to go up there,
right? And you see that, and you see them walking, and you realize, wait a minute, that's where it goes up 1,000 feet in less than 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, and it's right there.
And you're like, well, it looks like they're walking up steps.
Yeah, it's that uphill by Marmot Meadows. Is the name of it. The little area right there that's like kind of soft, kind of like a little plain, an alpine meadow.
Yeah, alpine. Yeah, for sure. And sure enough, it wasn't far, but it was steep, and it was straight up. And I think you said, I feel like I could reach out and touch the person's head on it coming up behind.
Yeah. You could like be going on one switchback and like reach down and be, hey, buddy. You just went by where he's walking. You just went through there. So, there were times like for sure like that. And you definitely didn't want to the rocks were all good, but you didn't want to kick off a cruiser down there, down the side and king
take
somebody.
Out 6 or 7 people.
Yeah. And I felt like I felt like more people passed, I didn't feel a lot of people coming down off there. I think we were kind of in the flow of people going up.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. We took a lot of breaks and stuff and slowed down. It's like when you get to 3,000 feet or so, get a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it was my mind. I don't know. I'd have to look up if really oxygen's a deal at 3,000. I don't think it is at all. But I think it's just the wear and tear of 2 guys from 600-foot elevation going up to hike up. Within a half an hour, we were at higher elevation than you and I live on.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so then we get up to this really nice area that's about I think it's probably right at if the trip up's 4 miles, it's probably right almost at 3 miles.
Yeah.
Where you there's a nice little meadow out there that you can sit down on, look out over the ice field of the glacier coming down. You don't really see the ice field, you can see the top of the glacier.
Yeah.
And actually from there you could see people walking on the glacier.
Yeah.
Now they look like
they're tiny,
like pinheads, and you'd had to watch for them to move to make sure that they were really people.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And I think we probably spent a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes there, just chilling, talk to our kids, and our friends a little bit.
I thought that was really cool, and hats off to you. You FaceTime your kids and kind of like did this reveal of the glacier, because at that point it's stretching out in front of you, and it's like.
It was the biggest, coolest thing I think I might have ever seen at that point.
It looks like you're looking at the frozen Caribbean Sea.
Yeah,
right.
Bright blue,
the blue colors and all that are out
sure.
there. And it at some point there, I think it's plus 4,000 feet deep, where you can see kind of where up farther past where we're at.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool. He called his kids and FaceTimed them and flipped the phone around so they could all. He's like, "Are you ready for this?" And turned it around. His kids were just blown away.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So after that, I think we did have the conversation, like, because somebody said, "Oh, guys, you can go up the top, but this is really pretty cool here. You're probably okay."
Yeah, so you've seen it all turn around.
Yeah, and we were like, dude, this is the only time we're coming. This is the only time we're coming. Like yes, I want to go back to Alaska, but if I go back to Alaska, I'm probably not going back to X Glacier because there's so much other stuff to do.
Your comment was spot on. I specifically remember you saying, like, we're gonna, if we don't go, and we were 5% serious about turning around. We kind of humored the guy. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we'll think about it. Thanks, buddy. Here's a podcast sticker.
Yeah.
We kind of were humoring the guy, but we weren't serious about it. Not. But you said if we turned around now, we would be very, very sorry and regretful that we didn't finish this thing.
Right, for sure.
And you might not come back just to finish that because of our time up there is so limited. It's not our home base.
Exactly. And
great point.
Every step of the way, the rest of the way, I kept saying, "Am I sure I was stripping?" No, it wasn't that bad. There were places that it got harder, especially on the like slick. There was rocks and stuff there. And it did turn into the face of the moon.
Yeah, I mean, it went from alpine meadow to kind of like a clearing up on top with like, I don't know the name of those little grasses that, they look kind of like, they look fake almost, like somebody would put in a restaurant between two booths or something like that. They look interesting, but anyways, I asked this one lady, we were actually, we were planning on pulling water, and we kept gambling on where our last place to pull water out of was. We took our Be-Free filters, and we asked a lady as she went by, I said, "Hey, there's a couple stream crossings up ahead. Is that a place where you can get water?" And she's like, no, I don't think you can get any water up there. So we had like 2 liters. Nah, probably a liter between the two of us.
If we were lucky. Yeah, if we were lucky.
So we're kind of like, well, we'll find something here. There's got to be something, even if we have to melt, whatever. I don't know. We're not worried about it really. It wasn't drastically hot. I think temperatures were in this probably low 60s.
Yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't too bad, but. And there were tons of people around. It wasn't like we were lost out there or anything like that. So we kept going, and we went across 4 streams where you could pull enough water out of those things to water a city. And we
pulled water, and it was the best water I've ever had. I showed a video of my kids, and my kids were like, "Dad, I can taste that water just from the video."
We stomach loaded as much as we could, and then refilled our Be-Frees and tightened it back up, put them back in our pack.
Everything.
What did you think about the Be-Free, by the way?
That Be-Free, that 3-liter Be-Free is the best thing I ever had. Yeah. I mean, I've done pumps, I've done Sawyer.
The flow rate on there, yours was kicking my flow rate's ass.
Well, I think you had. Remember, you had a little hole in your. I think it was because the hole in your bag.
Man, we should have put it on yours and see if there's any difference.
But I'm telling you what. I love the Sawyer, and I was the biggest proponent of a Sawyer, getting a Sawyer because of the ease of it. The Be-Free blows it out of the water.
Yeah. So again, you go through this meadow, and we start seeing these marmots on these bare rocks around and everything like that, and we're passing 10 more people coming down than are going up. We're really one of the only 5 or 6 that are going up this trail that's zigzagging up the side of this bare rock face. Now is all that we're above the vegetation. We're already above the tree line and just above the low scrub. I don't know, it'd be like mountain cranberry type vegetation, whatever it would be. We're already past that stuff, and it's just basically like if you close your eyes and somebody set you there, you'd say, I don't know.
I think it's where they. I think I was gonna say I think it's where they, film like Star Trek or something.
Yeah, that Matt Damon movie where all he eats is potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they filmed it there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I saw some of those. But anyway. Yeah, so there's some marmots there and everything like that. We kept going. And then we, at the end of all that, we went past an emergency shelter that's really cool. Hung the hammock out there, took pictures of it for my calendar that I'm working on. It was just a cool place. Like you can't stay the night there unless it's an emergency. But I kind of felt like maybe breaking my leg, so we could.
So you can stay the night there.
Yeah, or your leg.
Breaking my leg. Yeah, exactly.
Rick, Rick, you fell. Get out of here! I would never do that to you.
Yes, he would.
Yes, I would. But anyway, so we hung the hammock there, and it was really cool. It was all log built and everything. And I thought what was neat about that. Remember what were those things tied around it to? Wind shear.
Yeah, wind shears.
It had cables through it.
Yeah, it had cables through it so that the roof wouldn't fall off. Yeah. And so then from there, it's a nice little 5-minute walk with a little uphill, and then you get to the spike that says it's at 5,000 3,500 and 15 or feet, something give or take.
38 or 35,
something like
I
that.
can't remember right now.
But how awesome was it to be up there? We spent a good 45 minutes up there.
At least.
Got some good pictures. I went ahead and FaceTime my kids again, like, hey, you thought that was good. Wait till you see this. But we said 9,000 square miles. Does that sound right?
No, I think it's 700 square miles.
See,
700.
it was 9 something.
Or 9,000.
900. Let's go with 900.
Here's the thing. I think we got told things, and I think that there was also the reality of what it was.
That's true too.
But
so maybe I'm getting all those mixed up.
Yeah, we were
told.
told.
One thing we should do is maybe like research before we do a podcast.
Well, we should. We should. Who's in charge of all that?
Okay, but
anyway, 710.
Okay,
plus 11.
Plus 11. Yeah.
But anyways, it's gigantic. It's I don't know. We've got pictures up. On
it is
Facebook
literally
and
the
Instagram.
biggest. It is literally the largest thing I've ever seen, bar none. For as far as I could see.
Yeah, I think it's 40 miles long.
I mean, it was
from
just
start to finish.
It was just beautiful.
Solid ice sheet.
It was just a beautiful, beautiful piece of nature, and just shows like how creative God is, and how awesome this world is, and this earth is. I was in awe. Kyle took probably the best picture that has ever been taken of me.
That's a solid picture, man.
In my entire life, and I'm pretty good looking. I've had a lot of good pictures.
I don't get jealous often, man. But I was wishing that was me.
I took a pretty decent picture of you.
Yeah, but I got it. The only claim to fame I can say is I took that.
Yeah, you took it.
But
you took it.
You look great in that bit. I mean, I think that just describes that captures a small glimpse of what is in the DNA of you and I.
Well, I think so.
I think that's the best representation of what you and I like to do. Like we like to go out and do things that not everybody's doing.
Right.
And it may not happen often because life happens, right? But when we do, we like to say,
"Hey, I did something.
I did something remarkable today.
And I did something hard. I did something hard today." And I think that, and here's what I'm thinking. Well, let's go ahead and finish up for this episode. We've been talking about an hour or so now, and I think it's really cool. But I know, Kyle, you wanted really to hit something tonight, and I think we can hit that tonight right now. Yeah. And then kind of hit the rest of the stuff for our next episode. And that is this, like, guys, we want to challenge you. We want to encourage you. We want to be people who push. In a good, loving way, anyway, however you want to put it. We want to push in a way that says, hey, you can do this. There are hard things out there. Yeah. And you know what? They're there to do, and you can do them. If one short, fat guy and a tall guy that's halfway decent in shape can do it.
Thank you.
You can do it. And you know what? Getting up there was hard. Getting down was harder.
Yeah.
And yet I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah.
And so get out there and do hard things.
Yeah.
Things that maybe stretch you, things that maybe push your limit a little bit. I don't know, Kyle. You
I mean, too. To piggyback, I mean, you're hitting it on the head. I think I look at what I'm capable of doing as a man in this world, and what I max out doing. I don't know if I'm ever reaching those anymore. Yeah. And I think a lot of people that were giving it all they had to even get up there, because remember we passed that one guy. I mean, I'm telling you what, he was not in shape,
and he couldn't make it halfway. He ended up coming back down.
And he didn't come back. I tell you what, he gave it all he had that day. And I look back and like there were times I kind of like, well, if we got 3/4 of the way there, and you said, well, let's, my feet are sore. I may have been talked into that, but maybe not.
Right.
But like, people are maxing out in the world, and it just encouraged me that, look, if you've got the ability to do something, I think you have a responsibility to this world to do it, and then tell other people about it, not from a bragging standpoint, say like, look what I did. Like, I don't post that to say like,
look how cool we are.
What I'm saying is like, come up here and do this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry,
but come up here and do this stuff. Like, you buy a plane ticket. Alaska Airlines just had buy one get one free. It was $420 for a round trip ticket for 2 people. I mean, they just had that
after we went. We didn't get that deal.
Yeah, we didn't get that deal. But I think that's what I took away from that is you're not doing enough with your life, Kyle. Because there's weekends where you could go do stuff and you don't. Yeah. You get excuses to do things, and that's on me. I own that. But you know what? Like, I got to get rid of that going forward. I need a plan to do that because I love to have a plan about changing my
For
life,
sure.
and I want to encourage others to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, well, listen, thank you for hanging out with us. This is probably going to be one of the longest podcasts, and we thank you for being part of that. We'll hit you up next week with the rest of our trip.
Maybe we'll get two. Maybe we'll get three out of it. I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe we'll get through out of it. But here's that's crazy. Is like we got more days than lots more days to do and lots more stuff. And so thanks for hanging out with us. Go out there, stretch yourself. I like what you said. Max yourself out. Find that is. Hey, you know what? Maybe you can't get all the way to the top, but make sure you put everything you had in to get to that 3/4 or that to 5/8 or whatever it is that you can get to. And next time, let's go for there. But
Well said, man.
like we say, Kyle, tell them what we say because you always say it better than I do.
The outdoors is nearly perfect. The only thing that's missing is you.
Hey, we'll see you guys next week.
Take care.